new to this. This thing kind of, let me make sure everything goes here. All right, sending it everywhere. If you stop by, make sure to be patient. Make sure to be patient, man. Wait on your boy, please. Let's do it. Let's do it. Ready for another one tonight? I'm ready for another one tonight. Waiting for everybody to get up in here. Make sure to catch the live and let's talk about it, baby. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. We got 2 in here already, man. Make sure to drop it in the chat. Already got a like, man. Thank you for the love, man. You guys are far too kind, man. Ready for a boxing chat tonight. What's up? Who we got in here, yo? You got to say what's up. You got to say what's up. Aztec, what up, dog? Servicero, my man, my brother, was good. Kim B, thank you for the tap. Thank you much. Thank you much. Oh yeah, JJVF, what up? Welcome to the live. I forgot you told us that you're gonna go to that fight. Lucky you, yo. Lucky you. I'm yet to make it to a professional fight. Do you guys believe that, man? As much as I talk about boxing. Aztec, who do you got, man? You got Pacheco or you got Nelson? All right, we'll let a few more people jump in here, y'all, and then we're going to get right into this one. I thought this topic would be really, really good. If you're not subscribed to the channel and you stop by, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that like button. All of the above, y'all. Said Vicetto, yes, I do. Oh, this is some... Sorry, y'all, my dog brings random stuff over here. He somehow got my son's toothbrush. Joaquin, my bro, what's going on, sir? Welcome to the live, my man. So what do y'all think of the title, man? I like these kind of conversations. I like these kind of talks, bro. Zoe Santos, I got Pacheco too, bro. I got Pacheco too. But I think it's gonna be a good one, man. If I'm not mistaken, both fighters are undefeated. I know that Pacheco's undefeated. I believe Nelson is too. Curtis Gaming, what's going on, sir? Welcome to the live, my man. Welcome to the live. Are you guys ready, man? You guys ready? This is Oxnard in the house. All right. Yeah, man, so check this out, man. I knew this topic would be good, and I'm going to be real with y'all. Austin, what's good, bro? And I'm going to be real with y'all. I don't even know who's going to be next in line after Canelo because the boxing world has changed so much, okay? I was talking about this with my dude at work. It literally went from, and I could be missing people, okay? But it went from like Oscar De La Hoya, right, to Floyd Mayweather. And Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao were kind of like the two juggernauts in the game for a minute. You know, it was like they were both the face of boxing. Manny Pacquiao was more like the good guy. Floyd Mayweather had to play the bad guy role. You know what I'm saying? Just to get himself more attention. Not more attention, man, but people didn't appreciate Floyd Mayweather. But they were kind of both, you know, the faces of boxing for a minute. You know, it's kind of like Larry Bird, Magic Johnson. And we seen Canelo coming, but we weren't sure what Canelo was going to do, man. After the Floyd Mayweather fight, anything could have happened to Canelo. He could have simply folded. You know, we seen that happen with Victor Ortiz, or we could have seen him actually keep trying to come up, you know. And obviously, Canelo went to the school of Floyd Mayweather. He graduated with honors, and we see the Canelo that it is today. Although today, I just don't see anybody in line to pick up the torch after Canelo leaves, whenever he decides to leave, because the boxing game has changed so much since the days of Canelo. You know, Canelo's one of those guys, the last dudes, to make it as big as he did, because there's a few fighters that you could throw in there with Canelo that was on the same road as him. But there's you don't see anyone on that road now that's just constantly fighting, building their name out there, taking constant challenges, doing everything they had to do the way that Canelo did to earn his stripes. I mean, Canelo doesn't only have, you know, his country behind him. Canelo has a huge following here in the States as well. And I'll never forget, man, what was his name? Was it Harold Letterman on HBO? Correct me if I'm wrong. I know Letterman for sure. I'm forgetting his last name. But I'll never forget when Canelo, this was way back Canelo. This was pre-Mayweather Canelo. This is either before or after the Austin Trout fight when Letterman said, and this is when I was still like, okay, we'll see what the young buck does with it. We'll see what the little redhead does with it, speaking about Canelo. And Letterman said, I think he's going to be a star. I really do think he's going to be a star. At that time, I didn't see it personally, but Letterman, obviously being experienced as he was, saw it coming in Canelo. And we all saw Canelo, man, fight after fight after fight after fight. Plenty of fights that we didn't think that he was going to take. If y'all remember, Triple G was like his counterpart at that time, which means at that time, Triple G was supposed to be the guy that Canelo was not going to move up to 160 to fight, if you guys remember that correctly. Okay, it was like shot out. It was the biggest criticism that Canelo was facing, even though he was so young at the time. He's not going to fight Triple G. He's not going to fight Triple G. Yada, 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 all this. And guess what? He ended up fighting Triple G. Not only fighting him, he ended up rematching him. And little by little, Canelo kept going and going and going, and he became who he is today. He earned the stripes for the face of boxing. The problem with today is, okay, and we've talked about it on many occasions. We've talked about this on many occasions, right? Is that today fighters get really, really popular and they make a lot of money before they even put the work in the ring. They do it through endorsements. They do it through their popularity on their social media. They do it through all of that. So they're making big money before they have to earn it inside the ring, like a Canelo Alvarez, like other fighters did before them. It's kind of like what happened to the NBA, in my opinion, okay? In the NBA, once upon a time, dudes had dreams of winning a championship. Like, getting to the NBA was just part of the plan. The ultimate goal was to be an NBA champion. Well, along the years, the more that they started paying these dudes, it seemed like the dream was just to make it to the NBA. Like, as soon as you make it to the NBA, it's the second that you get drafted, you do all of that, it's like, that was it. You're over. You made it. You are done. And I feel like that really hurt the league. And on top of that, these dudes getting so much money. On top of that, babying these dudes, the load management and all that, we're kind of seeing it in boxing too. Now, I don't want to sound like a hypocrite because I know that the game of boxing is no easy task. I know the training, the diets, the fighting itself, I know it's not easy. I know it's a lot of wear and tear on the body, but it's a choice that these athletes make. And when they make when they make those decisions, it comes with a territory. Now, if you're not fighting constantly, which a lot of fighters are not today, if they're giving you pay-per-view fights when you're only 10 fights in, right now it's getting really common. We see David Morrell is about to headline with David Benavidez. We've seen Rolly Romero headline with Tank Davis. We saw Madrimov headline with Terrence Crawford, right? It's so common now that fighters is like, what do you mean he's 10, 11 fights in and he's getting a shot at a pay-per-view? Not taking nothing away from them, but I'm a bit older and I know a lot of you guys feel me when I say this. Once upon a time, you had to put the work in to get a pay-per-view. It wasn't just because of your popularity that you were going to talk your way into it. You had to earn it. And in earning it, you made a name for yourself. Now, it's like, dude, like, no, I'm already popular. Just throw me on the pay-per-view and hope that it sells. I think that really, really hurt the sport of boxing, in my personal opinion. Lemon, yeah, in 20 fights, even then, bro, and even then, 20 fights was like, there was a lot of fighters that did do it for sure. It does sound good. You know what I'm saying? Remy Jeremy, HBO Boxing. Oh, man, I remember that, bro. Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, that's exactly how it was, man. Edgar, what up, brother? I'm doing well. How you doing, sir? Sorry, guys. My light is acting kind of funny. If it goes off, I'm just going to hop off, turn it on, and come back, man, okay? This damn $15 light from Walmart. It's making me nervous right now. It's going to start doing like a strobe. Damn it. Here, give me 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second. All right. I think it's all good now. But so I'm going to be real with y'all, man. I'm going to be real with y'all. Dominic, let me see. Dom Talks Boxing. What do I think about Inoue coming to Vegas? At some point, he's going to have to, bro. Rick, thank you for coming by, brother. Thank you for coming by, man. Edgar, yep, that's the plan, bro. That's the plan, man. Tomorrow, that's the plan. I'm going to be watching Pacheco Nelson, bro. I think it's on DAZN if I'm not mistaken. So now you guys, man, I'm sorry. I kind of went off, man. I kind of went off right now, and I wasn't really looking at the chat, man. You guys tell me, man, who do you guys think is up next to be the face of boxing? Who do you guys think? Edgar, I got Pacheco, brother. Joaquin thinks Tank. But see, Tank is talking about retirement, man. Now, Joaquin, on that note, Tank Davis definitely has the potential to. If Tank Davis were, after this fight, if he were to just, say I want to fight, the other guys in there, just jump up one weight class, 140 even, just jump up one weight class in Tank Davis. You know what I'm saying? And I heard, showbiz, I heard people, say certain things that he's too small for those weight classes, but in reality, it's been done before, okay? We saw Floyd Mayweather fighting at 54. Floyd ain't no 154 pounder. He never even hit 154 at fighting at 154. If you guys go look at his weights, you know what I'm saying? Pancho Villa, what's good, bro? So I think Tank has the potential to. I think that Tank has the following to. If he steps up and fights a Shakur, makes a fight with Teofimo, makes a fight with those guys, I think that he absolutely could potentially be the next face. The only problem with Tank, man, he has a couple of things working against him, okay? One, he's already 30 years old. Okay, he's already 30 years old. And number two, the way that he moves, the people who handle him, it's like, are you guys even advising this guy to fight these dudes? Or are you guys cool with just him, selling the fight however he can to whoever he can? The potential is definitely there, though. Let me tell you something, man. The boxing game is not lacking potential, okay? It's not lacking potential. There's a lot of these fighters that have the potential to be the next star in the sport. I mean, a lot of them are talented enough to do so. I would say Xander Zayas, I feel like he kind of has that star power. Obviously he's still going. He's still fighting. He's still doing his thing. He looks fan friendly, you know what I'm saying, which is always a good thing. And I think that he has a good shot at it. We will see what happens. You know what I'm saying? We'll see what happens next. But Inoue, Inoue is another one too. Inoue could potentially make it too, man. But the thing is, he got to start fighting here in the States. You know what I mean? And Bud, Bam Rodriguez is another one, man. He definitely has another one, man. Dill, what up, bro? I haven't seen you here in a minute, my man. Appreciate you coming through, brother. Yeah, so there's a few guys out there, man, but I'm not sold on who, bro. I'm not sold on who's gonna be the next guy. You know what I mean? I'm just not. And this is the thing, man, even with Devin and Ryan Garcia and those guys, right? Teofimo Lopez and all of them. Right now, we got fights lined up, thank God. And you know what I'm saying? Right now, we know that they're going to be on the card in May fighting. We know that if they win those fights, they're going to fight in October. The thing is that we're seeing this too often. These guys fight, and then it seems like they disappear. Now, I know they got their personal stuff going on. I know they got legal stuff going on. I know they got other stuff that they need to handle. I understand all that, but that does not help the sport of boxing, man. It does not help the sport of boxing. Yeah, you got Kermel Moulton, you know what I'm saying? You got Ryo. It's all about these guys taking challenges. Jorge, what's going on, brother? Salute. It's all about taking the challenges, man, challenging themselves. And these guys have to want to fight. You know what I mean? I was seeing the interview with Canelo on the Ring magazine. And it's funny, man. Canelo kind of has like a Mamba mentality, right? By no means I'm making comparison athletes. You guys know I'm a Kobe guy, God rest his soul. But the way that he was speaking on there, one thing that we don't talk about enough is how is Canelo able to stay so hungry in the sport of boxing, even though he's set for generations to come. His grandchildren's grandchildren, you know what I'm saying, are going to be set. You know what I'm saying? He's going to have it. The money is there. But somehow, when have you seen Canelo blow up in weight in between fights? You know what I'm saying? You don't see that from too many fighters, man. I mean, I'm sure there's been a lot. For me, I remember like Floyd Mayweather. I remember Manny Pacquiao. And I remember Canelo. That I actually remember. There's probably more that keep themselves in shape, that pretty much keep boxing like a 24/7 job, regardless if they got a fight coming up or they do not got a fight coming up. They stay busy, they stay active inside the gym, whether they got a fight or not, and that reflects what they do inside the ring, and we see it. Okay, we see it. I get it. You got other things that you got to do as well. You got to make appearances. You got investments that you're making. But your number one priority, if you're trying to be remembered anyway, if you're just coming in to make a quick buck and leave, whatever, man. We're not going to talk about you in 5 years anyway. But if you're going to take over the sport, if you're going to carry that on your shoulders, man, you got to put the work in. Pancho Villa. Roy Jones was an actual beast, man. He was a beast, but, you know, he was just outshined by Oscar De La Hoya during that era, in my opinion. But, of course, Roy Jones, beast, man. In my opinion, for the first time in decades, you are not going to see a face of boxing. Pay-per-view is dead business model. 95% of boxers in the U.S. Canelo is the face. He demands the most money. You know, it's sad, bro. Dill, I'm kind of with you on that one, and it's sad, bro. It's a conversation I was having with dude at work. It's like, I mean, who is going to be the next guy? What if boxing just gets lost as an art inside of MMA, but doesn't really, you know, can't really carry its own events anymore? You know what I'm saying? If Virgil stops Madrimov, will be he closer to pound for pound status? I would say, yeah, Jonathan. But what does he do after that? Does he stay busy? You know what I'm saying? Jeremy, who's my all-time greatest of all time in my opinion? Ooh, bro, that's a tough one, bro. I mean, that I saw fighting, right? Jeremy, you're talking about that I saw fight because, I mean, I'm familiar with a lot of fighters from the past and all of that, but obviously I didn't see them fight. I mean, besides looking them up, as much as I saw other fighters that were active when I was actually watching the sport. And I've been watching it for a long time. Are you asking who's the best that I've ever seen fight? Yeah, Dill, sadly, man, that's where it's going right now, man. That's exactly where it's going right now, Dill. And it's sad, bro, and it's sad. The potential is there, yo. The potential is there in these fighters, man. You know, I was having a minor debate online with another guy. He was a Tank Davis fan, respectable dude, right? What got my attention about a comment that he made, Kim, yeah, he's still boxing. What got my attention about what this fan said is that he said what Tank said, but as a fan, he said it. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, Albert, thank you, my man. Thank you. Appreciate the super chat, my brother. I appreciate that a lot, man. Shakur next face if he gets all the fights. Shakur, again, man, Shakur Stevenson, like Devin Haney, like all these guys have the potential, right? They all have the potential to do it. It just depends, are they going to do it? Are they going to run with it? Ryan Garcia has the potential because Ryan Garcia just kind of has that Oscar De La Hoya persona going to him. You know what I'm saying? He has the same glow to him. You know what I'm saying? The ladies love him, all of the above, right? The thing is Ryan still hungry to be the best? Is Ryan hungry to get up there? He has the potential, but by all means, more than anyone right now in the sport after Canelo, he has the potential because I mean, he got the whole package to him. Ryan Garcia does, right? He knocks people out. He has power. He has speed. The only problem is outside the ring, he is not the most disciplined fighter, and I think that's what hurts him. Yeah, and you know, I get it, man. These guys got so much money. Stone Cold beats Canelo with the stunner. Disco, what's going on, sir? Stone Cold with the stunner. Hey, I don't care what you say. Hulk Hogan beats him, bro. Canelo popped dirty. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Yeah, you know, I'm telling you, man, it's there, but I just don't see who's gonna pick up the torch and run with it. Oh, like I was saying earlier, my bad, man. I had a squirrel moment, right? He said exactly what Tank said. And what I mean that is that Tank said he doesn't care about belts, he doesn't care about legacy, he doesn't care about none of that. He just wanted. So when the fans start talking the same way, that means that they're just gonna watch him fight regardless. He can't do no wrong. He does not have to challenge himself. They are happy seeing him simply get into the ring. You know what I'm saying? Dom Talks Boxing. We'll see, man. Edgar Berlanga, he has to come back fast. You know, he has to come back fast. I know he made a lot of money with Canelo Alvarez. I know he's been living his life. If you guys been seeing him, he's been doing nothing but great things with his fur coats and all of the above and Rolex watches, and that stuff is all good. But again, just because you made a payday doesn't mean you made it. You were given an opportunity by Canelo Alvarez, which is great for you, great for your family, and all of that. But at the end of the day, man, it's like, okay, now what's next, Edgar? What do you got next, bro? Let me see. No one can pick up the torch because no one has it. Factor. All the PBC hyped up fighters got annihilated. Oh man, PBC looked so promising at one time, Dill, right? You remember 10 years back now? Right? They had all the fighters on their stable. I mean, they had a whole lineup. I remember at that time, Corona was in some deal with PBC, and I mean, they had everybody on their roster, man. Danny Garcia, everybody was on there, bro. Luque Matisse, everybody was there. But to be real with you, man, he just never their matchmaking sucked, one, and PBC started making every fight a damn pay-per-view fight. Like, again, if you were watching boxing, 20 years ago or whatever, you realize that it's only the fights that were pay-per-view. But, like, there was a couple of times, like, Keith Thurman, Mario Barrios on a pay-per-view? What is this? And I could go on, and PBC, in my personal opinion, is what it killed the sport, right? It killed the sport. They had everybody in their stable, you know what I'm saying? They had everybody there. And all of a sudden now they're like 100 million in the hole. How does that happen, yo? I would say COVID slowed things down, bro. You know what I'm saying? But that was Jeremy. I would say COVID slowed stuff down. But that was everything. Everything got slowed down. You know what I mean? Everything got slowed down. Pancho Villa, I had the illegal cable box. Yeah, I had a couple uncles. I had the same ones, bro. But I think it was the matchmaking and everything being a pay-per-view, bro. Everything being, and of course, man, we got the illegal streaming, which I'm sure did not help. But ultimately, man, it has to be the matchmaking, the fighters. Who are they fighting? What are they doing? You know what I mean? And the pandemic. And honestly, bro, when it comes down to it, we don't like talking about this, and I don't like talking about it, but it is what it is, right? The truth and absolute. The greed in the sport of boxing, like in anything, man, the love for money is the root of all evil. Now, listen, man, if you saw that Ring Magazine interview with Canelo said, don't do this for the money. Don't get me wrong. The money will come. The money is nice and all of that. But if your sole purpose of getting in the fight game is for money, this is what's going to end up happening. You're going to start fighting. You're going to land some kind of promotional deal, a sponsor of some sort. They're going to cash you out, and your hunger is going to start to fade away. We've just seen it happen too often, man. I'm sorry, y'all. Let me get my dog out the way. Rex, go. So, you know what I'm saying? So, unfortunately, man, that's the downfall about it, man. But whatever. Dill 87. Everyone wanted to be like Floyd. Floyd worked his butt off to promote his name, Dancing with the Stars. Yeah, yo, and people forget that part. They didn't like that, but people forget why Floyd Mayweather was doing that. Yo, Floyd Mayweather, he had to do a lot of things just to get respected. You know what I'm saying? He had to do a lot of things just for people to go in and watch his fights. He had to take up the villain role. You know what I'm saying? Like my man pointed out, he had to go wrestle the Big Show. He had to go on Dancing with the Stars. He had to do all those things in order to make his name appealing. You know what I mean? Pancho Villa. Do I see Tank versus Inoue? I hope not, bro. I hope not. Inoue is what, a 122 pounder? He's like a 122-pounder disco. A lot of folks ducking Janibek. Is Janibek the dude at 160, if I'm not mistaken? Oh, yes. Yeah, I don't hear nobody calling the guy out. Yeah, no, I've seen his highlights, bro. He definitely is nice. Yeah, Inu is just too small, man. And Tank Davis, bro. Tank Davis he's short, but he's not a skinny dude. You know what I mean? Look at Dill. Just beating Oscar didn't make him a pay-per-view draw instantly. He had to manufacture outside. Yeah, it's not like Floyd Mayweather fought Oscar De La Hoya and he just blew up. No, man. He fought Oscar De La Hoya, and that was just the beginning. And again, man, it was like Oscar De La Hoya, Carlos Baldemir, the list goes on and on and on and on, man. I mean, he fighting before Floyd, man. Arturo Gotti, Floyd Mayweather, man. He actually had to build it, bro. He actually had to. Disco, don't do that, Skip. Don't do that, Skip. But again, man, not everyone has that star power, is what I'm trying to say. And right now, with the hunger leaving, man, it's kind of like in the NBA, right? I have not kept up on the NBA as much in a long, long time, right? Again, Kobe was my dude, you know, and there's a lot of good, respectable players out there, you know what I'm saying? Now, LeBron's been in the league for like 100 years now, so LeBron is just that name, and he's been that name for a long time. I'm not a fan. I think he's great. Excuse me, but nonetheless, he's a name. He's that one of those guys. Steph Curry is another one. But after these guys, who's going to kind of pick up the torch and run with it? Yeah, the NBA is garbage, Disco. I agree. It sucks, man. If you didn't experience the 90s and early 2000s NBA, yo, man. Yeah, Dill, I remember seeing the articles in the magazines about that rematch, and it never happened. Zoe Santos says, Tank fans support him on YouTube, not on his pay-per-view. Hey, he's trying really hard to sell this fight with what's the dude's name? Lamont Roach. He's trying really hard to sell this one, man. You notice that the back and forth with Terrence Crawford are done now? All the smoking on camera and doing all that kind of stuff, it just faded away. Disco said charming. Y'all remember Kobe? Soft. Christopher the Prophet says, who do you got winning in February? Shakur or I got Shakur all day, bro. Shakur is nice, man. Shakur is nice. The problem with Shakur, and that why these guys don't want to fight him, is that he's so defensive, which I'm not mad at, but it's just not fan friendly. It's not good for business, and it's a high risk for any fighter. Although, again, a fighter like Tank versus Shakur, all it would take for come on, Disco, Shakur is nice, man. All it would take for Tank Davis is to land a bomb on Shakur, and it would change the fight completely. That's why, in my personal opinion, I think Tank beat Shakur for that reason. Because he got that showstopper, that one-hitter quitter. However, if Shakur is able to box 12 rounds just perfect, he could get him too. But anytime someone has power, man, and Tank could find that target. You know what I mean? But the problem is he just does not do it, is the issue with it, man. But I mean, I like Shakur, man. I like all these fighters, man. I may criticize the way that they move and the way that they kind of boast themselves, and y'all see it gets me a little ticked off at times. And I criticize that. But as far as them, dude, these dudes are beasts, man. I think Shakur stops. Yeah. That, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Christopher, for a minute there, when I saw Floyd, I just jumped to Mayweather right away, just naturally, bro. I'm like, what? But I never mind. My bad. You're talking about, Floyd show. Okay. I had a moment there, bro. Pancho Villa, Tank has the power, but he just doesn't believe in himself. I don't know what it is, man. I don't know if it's the people that handle Floyd. I have no idea what it is, to be honest with you. Zoe Santos, you know what? I talked about that fight, man, with Benavidez and Morrell, and like you heard a lot of people say, Zoe, I wish I could see round one and then tell you what's going to happen, man. You know, obviously it depends what each fighter is going to bring to the table, what game plan they're going to bring. You know what I'm saying? That has a lot to do with it. You know, it just depends how they come in, man. Does Benavidez come in, trying to knock off Morrell's head that he fights careless? Does Morrell come in and the lights are not too bright for him, and not literally, I'm just saying for the event, is he able to handle that moment good? I'm pulling slightly for Morrell, not by a lot. I'm thinking about the best version of Morrell versus the best version of Benavidez, what they're both good at and how those two styles clash. I tend to favor the guy with the better skills that moves a little better. And I don't think Morrell is as fast as Benavidez. I think Benavidez has quicker hands, but I think that David Morrell definitely has he packs more of a punch than Benavidez does, in my opinion. But we shall see, man. We shall see. Zoe Santos, they're building Take as a brand, not a boxer. That's you know what? I've never heard it said like that, but that's actually pretty great. I kind of like T.O. said that he's an industry plant, and I don't mean to take away from Tank Davis, the fighter, y'all. Please don't confuse the two. Christopher the Prophet. Now Tank beefing with another Raymond Ford, another 130-pounder. He might fight Ray next after him. Oh my gosh, man. He needs to stop that, man. He needs to stop that. Just if he's gonna retire, he should just retire, man, and stop with the nonsense, man. Just if you're gonna retire, leave it alone, man. But again, man, the world of boxing is not in a good place right now, man. After Canelo, what's the life in it? You know what I mean? But then again, when Canelo hasn't, it's not like he's announced his retirement. I pray and hope that, when it's getting closer to him retiring, that, other fighters try stepping up to the plate and saying like, no, I'm next. I'm next. Disco Kryptonite says Devin Haney's about to school Ryan at 147. It could happen, right? Like Angels in the outfield. It could happen. I just don't see it happening, man. I don't see it happening. I see Ryan catching Devin early, man. I see him catching him early. So, hey, listen, man, we got a few people in here. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure that you do subscribe. Hater. Whatever, man. Again, man, you know what? Before the chat, I said nobody. I would say the one that has the most is Ryan Garcia, man. But again, is he gonna take that path? Ryan has money already, man, coming in from all angles. Alex Leyva says Richard Torres Jr. will be the face of the heavyweight division in boxing in a couple of years. Eddie Sense 80, yeah, dog. He has to make it past Ramirez, bro. Could you guys imagine if somehow Jose Ramirez upsets him, man? Oh, Zoe, I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you. Thank you, my man. T.O. is a good candidate. T.O. is kind of like on a slippery slope, man, because there's people that like Teofimo and there's people that see him as a clown. I personally like Teofimo. Once upon a time, I seen him as a clown, but he kind of proved otherwise to me. But he has that character. He definitely has that character to build himself up in that way. A year from now or so, if we could see Ryan versus T.O., that would be a huge, huge event. Ismael, what up, bro? Better be if Canelo's last fight. Oh my gosh, man, that'd be a rocky moment for Canelo, man. But Better be if is just so. That guy's a monster, bro. Christopher the Prophet. I feel like Ryan got the talent to be another Oscar De La Hoya in this generation, but I question his lack of discipline. Amen, bro. Amen. Disco said, unbiased until it comes to Ward, who is a bum. Come on, dog. Come on, dog. Andre Ward is the man, bro. I don't care what anyone says. That's my guy, man. I know he talks craziness. I know he says some stuff that's out there, and I don't agree with it either. Well, most of the talking he does nowadays, but that's just my dude, man. Zoe Santos, he should concentrate on being a boxer, not in the media. Yes. Yes. I don't know, man. That one really gets the conversation going, man. That 168 in their prime, I don't know, man. Eddie Cent said he might get brain damage like Balboa if he fights Better BF. Now, you know what, man? I don't know, man, because Canelo definitely hits harder than Bivol. And Canelo would not be on his he wouldn't be moving like Bivol did simply because that's not the way that he fights. I think that he would definitely get Better BF to respect his punches. That'd be a tough one to call. I just think that Canelo's style lends itself well to that of Better BF's, in my personal opinion, man. Yeah, I'll say the truth about it, man. I'll say the truth about it, man. He did leave a lot of fights on the table, man. But he does other things, man. Bivol, I think Canelo definitely hits harder than Bivol, bro. Definitely hits harder than Bivol. Absolutely, Bivol's not a hard puncher, man. He's probably a hard puncher, but he doesn't got to hit like that, bro. For how much longer is Ryan going to do this alcohol training camps? That's the problem with Ryan, man. Let me tell y'all something, man. One of you guys asked me who do I think is the greatest of all time, and I didn't answer that. The guy that I saw in all of my years watching boxing, when it comes to the actual sport of boxing and hit and not get hit, right? Who's the one that was able to dish it out and get hit the less? In my personal opinion, what up, Jay? For me, it was Floyd Mayweather. That's in my opinion, that's the best one that I saw. Okay, I wasn't always a fan of Floyd. It took me a lot of time to warm up to him, Floyd Mayweather. However, I think, in my personal opinion, had this guy been dedicated to the sport, had he had the Mamba mentality, let's say, I think that James Toney would have been the greatest of all time. James Toney with the Mamba mentality would have been the greatest of all time, man. I hear stories about James Toney, man, how the way that he kept himself in shape, he wasn't too dedicated. He was just that gifted. Might be the most gifted, talented fighter ever. Again, you got to put those things to use. You know what I'm saying? You got to put it to work. You know what I'm saying? You actually got to do that, man. Disco said, "Don't do that, Skip. Chavez is the best after Kobe." Yeah, George. Yeah, we've all said Canelo hits harder than Better Be Able. Yeah, because Canelo kind of winds up. You see, and it's funny. Showbiz was talking about that too when he went and saw that. When he went and saw Canelo versus Jamel Charlo, he said that you could hear Canelo shots hitting on Jamel, the thumping that like I could only imagine. Hey, James Toney came in like 20 pounds overweight that fight, bro. Again, James Toney wasn't a dedicated fighter, man. He was just that good. But again, just being that good, you still got to put the work in. And I don't feel like he did, because if he would have, I think it would have been a whole different story with him. What up, y'all? Everybody in the chat. If you're not engaging, don't be scared, man. Get up in there. If you're not subscribed, you guys know what to do. And the thing with Roy Jones, man, let me tell y'all something about Roy Jones, man. I like Roy Jones a lot. I like Roy Jones a lot. When you look at his highlights, it almost looks like Roy Jones Jr. was not even human. The speed that he had, the pop that he had, the mistakes he was in, well, they weren't mistakes, right? The showboating he was able to do in that ring and get away with it just because he was so athletically gifted was amazing, right? A whole nother level stuff. The problem with with Roy Jones Jr., the second that athleticism was gone, right? Those nasty reflexes, that crazy speed, the moment that was gone, so is he. You know what I'm saying? And I know he jumped up in weight. You know, he went all the way to heavyweight, then he dropped back down, lost a lot of muscle, all of that. Again, that's a personal choice. But after that was gone, he was just average. He was not able to adjust his game after that. I like him. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I like him. I'm a fan of his. Christopher the Prophet, great point, man. He was gifted as an athlete, man, and because of that, he could rely on that instead of, jumping to the regular fundamental boxing skills. I agree with that 100%. 100%, yo. All right, fellas. So, man, I got work first thing in the morning, man, but it's been real. You know what I'm saying? It's been real, man. And again, man, for those a lot of you guys, man, I see you come through all the time. Thank you. For those who have not, oh yeah, he rap battles. For those who have not come into live too much, though, if you just join in, I do the lives on Monday night, Wednesday night, and Friday nights, 8 p.m. Pacific time. Keep coming through, man. We always have fun in here. We always have good conversation. Every now and then we get the attention seekers, the trolls going crazy or whatever, man, but we just kind of ignore them. So if you're not subscribed, make sure that you hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell, do all of that kind of stuff. It's all right, Ismail. You hit the next one, man. Will Cash, no, Pacific, bro. So if you're Eastern, it'd be like 10 o'clock for you. My bad, bro. Oh, Christopher the Prophet. Thank you, man. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Jose Felix. Amen, sir. Amen. Thank you, my man. So y'all have a great, man, blessed night. I'd love to hang out longer, man, but then I'm tired at work tomorrow, man. So y'all have a safe night, man. God bless y'all. Thank you for stopping through the channel, man. I'll speak to y'all soon, man. Peace.